Welcome into the Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. Coming up on today's show, we will give you reaction to the NFL trade deadline and how the Ravens did and what this team will do going forward. We'll cover all that and more coming up in just a few moments from right now. Before we do, folks, I need your help. I'm getting very close to 7,000 followers on the Twitter, but I need your help to get there. About 46 away right now. So if you would, follow me and tell your friends to follow me. And here's what I'll do. For everyone that follows me today, I am willing and able, I will follow you back on Twitter just because I love you and I want to get to 7K. So help me out. You'll be glad you did. I talk about your Ravens, the rest of the NFL. Don't always just stick to sports either. Have a good time. Have a few laughs with me on Twitter at Tyler Jones Live. I'll see you there. We begin today talking about the trade deadline, and the Ravens did not make any moves today, but obviously they made one of the biggest moves of any team out there in acquiring Roquan Smith from the Chicago Bears yesterday. Smith, a two-time second-team All-Pro performer the last two seasons, and currently has 1 year left on his current contract, which calls for him to make about $9.74 million. And if you recall, he requested a trade this offseason from the Bears and would not negotiate with Chicago during the season. So we're still waiting to see what exactly that means for the Ravens, if an extension will happen or not during the season, or if this is something that they're going to take care of in the offseason when it comes to Roquan Smith as far as getting him extended. Hard to think that they would make this trade without having a long-term deal in mind for Roquan Smith. And don't forget, not only you're talking about paying Roquan here, you still have to pay Lamar Jackson as well. So there you have it. The Ravens make this move for Roquan Smith, a big move nonetheless, and no other moves elsewhere today. No wide receiver is coming to Baltimore. I know a lot of people would have liked to seen that, but nonetheless, with the way things worked out, where things stand right now, what's your one-word reaction to the Ravens trade deadline moves? What would it be? Let me know in the comments section below what your one word is to describe how the Ravens went about this trade deadline. And, folks, that's why you subscribe to the channel. We were with you right away when the trade went down for Roquan Smith. We broke it down in real time, and we're covering this team each and every day with the latest news and rumors, trades, free agency, and more. And I'm so excited to tell you that next week we're going to do our first ever Ravens watch party here on the channel. More on that to come later in the week. But that's what we call a tease in the biz. So, subscribe now. The best is still yet to come on this channel. We're still growing. We still got a ways to go. The more subscribers we get, the more content we can do. So go ahead. Come along for the ride. Subscribe now, youtube.com/RavensTV. Guess who's back? Back again. In this case, it's linebacker Tyus Bowser as well as David Ojabo. Now, of course, in Ojabo's case, we say he's back, but this is the first time we've actually seen him activated. Remember, he had that injury to his Achilles in the pre-draft workout process. But nonetheless, with all the injury news with this Ravens team that we've talked about for months on end, the Ravens got a lot of positive news here today with Bowser being activated as well as David Ojabo. And then you add Roquan Smith to the mix. Boy, this linebacking room got a lot better in about a 48-hour stretch. It's amazing how much this group improved basically overnight. Now, look, before all this, they weren't bad, but there was room for improvement. And we know that the way the Ravens operate as an organization in the history of this team is the emphasis on the defense, and in particular the linebacking core, how they pride themselves on that. And in this case, what do you know? The Ravens are just like that with a star middle linebacker in Roquan. A lot of potential with Ojabo. Bowser comes into the fold. He should start as soon as he's completely ready and able to go. Man, this team's already in first place. And the AFC North already looks like it's in good shape to their liking. I got to tell you, I'm feeling really good about the direction of this team going forward. And in particular, it's because of where this linebacker room is at right now. What's your confidence level in the Ravens linebackers? There's no way that it's not way up there now. I mean, I could understand if you were a little lukewarm a couple days ago, but the way things have shifted overnight, basically, for this group, it's got to be at least an 8, right? Scale it for me in the comments section. Your confidence level in the Ravens linebacker backing room, 1 through 10, let me know. Today's show is presented by Established Titles, the newest partner here at Chat Sports. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Scotland. And get this, you can be a lord, laird, lady, whatever it may be. Look at that on your screen right there. I am officially a lord now. You can join me. Here's what we're going to do. So we have our own plot of land in Scotland that's dedicated to the Ravens rundown flock. And what you can do, just in time for the holiday season too, might I add you can join me on our plot of land, and we can take over. The flock could pretty much just own Scotland at this point. It's a great deal. And the first 200 people that purchase the title pack using my link right here, establishedtitles.com/chat, you're going to be right next to me. We're going to have our own spot together within walking distance. We are going to own Scotland. We are going to be lords, and it's going to be great. So why don't you just go ahead and join me now at establishedtitles.com/chat, and you'll save an extra 10% for the holidays. Go ahead and get yours now, whether it's for yourself, a loved one, friend, family member. Makes for a great gift. Get yours today, establishedtitles.com/chat. So now that the trade deadline has passed, the last prize of the NFL season remains Odell Beckham Jr., who's on the free agent market and should be getting close to getting back on the football field here pretty soon. And he's been the top free agent for a little while now, but of course there was the focus on the trade deadline. Well, now that it's passed, OBJ is the guy here. And if you look at the Ravens wide receiver room, we heard from John Harbaugh say within the last few days that he expects Deshaun Jackson to be cleared and good to go this week to add to the wide receiver room. You have Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay. Duvernay's played better as of late, to go along with D-Rob, who also has stepped up. Tylan Wallace, James Prochet also there. And so with that, you look at the Ravens receiver room, it's not bad. But as this team continues to try to be a championship contender, the idea of OBJ, it seems like a bit of a stretch because as you have seen throughout this offseason and dating back to the way that the Ravens operate, they don't really like to spend money on receivers. It's no secret. And there's going to be a lot of teams when OBJ is fully cleared that will be wanting OBJ. Just right off the top of my head, Green Bay, Buffalo, the Rams, maybe even the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, there's a number of teams. OBJ is not going to be cheap. And with the Ravens salary cap, I wouldn't rule it out, the possibility. But I would say that it still might be a reach, the idea. But something to keep in mind until he is signed. Let's see. Let's see if he ends up in Baltimore. Certainly a topic of discussion that we will be talking about for the next couple of weeks to see if he ultimately ends up. He's coming off that torn ACL. How close to 100% can he be? The one thing I will say, as far as OBJ goes, remember last year, got traded, mid-season to that Los Angeles Rams team, or rather he was released and picked up. Think about it didn't take very long for him to adapt and become a huge part of the Rams' Super Bowl success. You get him to Baltimore, give him a little bit of time to adapt, get 100% healthy. He could be an instant impact to this Ravens team. To me, that's very intriguing, the idea of bringing in OBJ. Still a ways to go, But we'll continue to talk about it here on the Ravens Rundown. So, your turn before we go. Should the Ravens sign OBJ? If you think they should, type OBJ. If you don't think they should sign OBJ, type NOBJ for no particular reason. Just type that. Type NOBJ for no on signing Odell Beckham Jr. Let me know in the comments section. Type OBJ for yes. Type NOBJ for no on Odell Beckham Jr. As always, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram. Let's get to 7K on Twitter, and I'll see you next time here on the Ravens Rundown.